Welcome to T&M Norive. I'm Clark, and the beauty, wholesomeness, and longevity of our world is something we often take for granted. However, you may not experience this luxury throughout life. We must take care of what we have and make it last for centuries to come. Let's review the environmental concerns we've addressed to date relating to energy, pollution, and biodiversity. These are issues we must understand and address before it's too late. We cannot simply turn back the clock and fix things later. This is not magic, it's real. Give this matter a serious thought, and once this segment is over, prove to yourself that you care by making change in your daily life. A simple change will impact you and many others. Renewable energy is energy often referred to as green energy, clean energy, or alternative energy. It is derived naturally, like sunlight, wind, rain, tide, waves, and heat within the earth. So using solar panels, windmills, geothermal heat, and hydroelectrical energy are examples. These forms of energy are critical to our environment for a sustainable future. The fossil fuels, like natural gas, coal, and oil, that we are currently using drastically impact everyone, most importantly our planet. Our ozone layer, which is the atmospheric outermost shield that filters sunlight wavelengths, absorbs UV radiation, and provides critical protection, is shrinking. Global warming is a result. Temperatures continue to rise year over year. Therefore, more warm air exists and holds more vapor, creating drastic weather conditions we've witnessed and experienced. Damaging this layer also causes DNA destruction and cancer in all living organisms. So it's obviously critical that everyone reacts and does something now to prevent more destruction. The melting of polar ice caps, the extinction of species, the drastic climate change, the loss of specific plant growth, and the effect on human health are all examples of the outcomes we experience from this destruction. Many large utility companies across the country are currently implementing the use of renewable energy to help prevent damage. Large companies like Apple, Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Walmart, and IKEA have invested in substantial projects to use renewable energy. For example, Apple is building a $2 billion solar-powered command center in Arizona. This will power all of Apple's California stores, offices, headquarters, and data centers. Apple currently has solar-powered centers in Nevada and North Carolina that provide clean energy for existing Apple facilities. Google uses wind-powered farms that provide about 95% of their renewable energy. They've shared that they are in a position to offset all electricity supplied to their power plants running on fossil fuels with renewable energy. This brings nothing to these companies' bottom line profits today, but the long-term benefits are twofold. They will save money and positively change the environment. Large companies thinking strategically conveys the relevance of this matter. Progress is paramount and everyone can help. A family can have solar panels installed on the roof of their home in an 1,800 square foot home. This will cost approximately $10,000. This is expensive. However, the long-term benefits outweigh the immediate expenses and negative effects on the environment. Pollution is the existence or introduction of a substance or thing that has poisonous or harmful effects on the environment. The most critical pollutants that negatively impact our environment are air, water, and land. Some air pollution is created from burning oil, which makes sulfur dioxide. This in turn creates acid rain and smog, which are destructive. The use of gas equipment like aircrafts generates carbon monoxide. Vehicles, power plants, and lightning produce nitrogen oxides. Methane is emitted in landfills, dumps, and CFCs and HFCs, or hydrofluorocarbons, are used to operate refrigerators and air conditioners. HFCs represent a small percentage of gases in the air, but they have 1,000 times the heat-trapping potency of carbon dioxide. HFCs replace bad CFCs, which are chlorofluorocarbons, that deteriorated the ozone. The bottom line is all these gases create air pollution, which contributes to global warming and is a serious concern for our ecosystem. They are harmful to humans as it causes morbidity and premature mortality. Air pollution is visible in the form of smog, but some is invisible as well. Carbon dioxide is the leading pollutant warming the earth. It is created by living things when breathing. And when burning fossil fuels like gasoline and natural gas in the use of cars, planes, and power plants, it's extremely harmful. Your pollution is produced by chemical dumping, marine dumping, wastewater/sewage dumping, oil spills, and plastic. This spreads disease. Living organisms consume the water and is carried through the food chain, creating destruction throughout. Specific examples of water pollution include the BP oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico. Mexico in 2010. Approximately 154 million gallons of oil were spilled in the ocean. Nearly 25% was recovered. However, the effects were devastating. The spill harmed or killed approximately 82,000 birds of 102 species, 165 sea turtles, 25,000 marine mammals, and an unknown number of fish and insects. The spill also caused shoreline erosion and loss of wetlands. This can harm salt marsh ecosystems and leave coastal areas vulnerable to sea level rise. The Flint, Michigan incident is a current example. Over 100 children were impacted with lead poisoning from drinking the water. This could have been prevented with proper testing and immediate reaction. Injecting wastewater and natural gas underground can lead to earthquakes, as witnessed in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Land pollution is created by deforestation, industrial waste, domestic waste, agricultural activities, and chemical dumping. When too much alkaline is in the pH of soil from chemicals seeping into the ground, it impacts plant growth and kills animals. Loss of life, loss of specific species, loss of plant growth, and the list snowballs from there. The food chain is clearly affected due to biomagnification, which is the amount of substance carried up the food chain as the species absorbs the content of another. Our planet, Earth, is negatively impacted because air becomes harder to breathe, water becomes unsafe to drink, and the land becomes degraded. Biodiversity is the variety and variability among and within plant and animal species in an environment. Biodiversity is important because it ensures natural sustainability for all life forms. The food chain clearly works on an ordered sequence where each level is consumed by the one above. If a level disappears, it creates a break in the chain and disrupts the life of all parts included. Realize it's critical for all species in each level to endure. If a species becomes extinct, it creates change which can impact sustainability in numerous species of the next levels above or within, endangering the ability for existence of specific species. The greater species diversity in each level ensures natural sustainability for all life forms. Climate change is a result of pollution and not using renewable energy. The climate change impacts biodiversity. According to NASA's chief climate scientist, Gavin Schmidt, records show the planet is warming and may be one of the greatest threats facing the Earth. There are currently between 10 and 14 million different species of life on our planet. In 1998, 1,102 animal species and 1,197 plant species were on the IUCN Red List as endangered worldwide. In 2012, that number increased to 3,079 animals and 2,655 plants as endangered. The IUCN is the International Union for Conservation. They measure the number of different organisms living in particular ecosystems and categorize species. Endangered is the second most severe status for wild populations. Critically endangered is the most severe. Red List indicates the species is likely to become extinct. Roughly 1,000 species of plants and animals are becoming extinct per year to date. Warming temperatures, more drought, and changing rainfall patterns have impacted biodiversity within the ecosystems. The changing climate affects ecosystems and species' ability to adapt. So as a result, biodiversity loss increases. This obviously risks human stability because the food and water sources we depend on to live may recede or disappear. Other resources and medicines we rely on may be harder to obtain as well, since the plants they are derived from may cease to exist. It is clear that climate change has already impacted biodiversity and proves to be a major threat in years to come. Human activity creating pollution and failing to convert to renewable energy is causing massive extinction, deforestation, illegal hunting, not preserving habitats, disrupt sustainability. When temperatures exceed normal levels, climate change occurs, and this is the case across the globe. Thus, we are noting endangered species from the tropics to the Arctic. I strongly encourage all companies, large and small, families, and individuals to get involved now. Every effort impacts all of us. Every individual can simply help by using less energy. React and recycle. Insulate your house, as heating and cooling uses 44% of the energy and home per the Department of Energy. Ride a bike or walk rather than drive, because every 25 miles we don't drive prevents a pound of pollution. Turn off the lights and other electronics. Don't let water run while brushing your teeth. Fix leaky pipes, cook for the week, not the day. Get involved and voice your opinion to local leaders. Form groups to voice concern. Don't pollute. Don't flush prescriptions down the toilet. Don't use harmful chemicals in cleaning your house. Use non-toxic cleaners. Use air conditioning only when it is truly necessary. Use water-based paints. Paint when temperatures are under 90 degrees. Recycle batteries, oil, and fluorescent light bulbs at appropriate recycling centers. Use earth-friendly lawn care products and methods. Consider using a push mower. Plant trees. Use energy-efficient appliances. Compost. Use cloth napkins. Use rechargeable batteries. Buy items that contain recycled contents. Use canvas grocery bags. Avoid using aerosol products and consider using solar energy. Maintaining our environment must be paramount during these changing times. Every individual can react. Our normal daily practices impact the outcomes. These actions will benefit the environment and you. Without change, we will experience serious climate change, which leads to loss of life, natural disasters, increased diseases, famine, and the list goes on. Obviously, a very ugly future. Act now. We can make this world more sustainable and maintain the beauty within. If we continue to address the issue of the environment as though the environment where we live as though we're the only species that lives here, we'll create a disaster for ourselves. Per Gaylord Nelson, founder of Earth Day.
Remember to subscribe and see next month's episode.